Go ahead, mic check 1 2, man.
Mic check 1 2. Actually, that's dope in the background too.
Exactly. Come on. Yeah. That wasn't by accident. But yeah, mic check. You might have to speak a little louder.
All right.
Say, do me ABC.
ABC.
No, more than that. ABC.
D.
The alphabet,
E F G H I J K L M N O P. Right. Back and see.
And also, I want to tell you, when you're talking to, if you want to talk to like the people's, the camera, this is it right here. Look at that circle.
What?
If you like, because I'm saying, exactly. Yeah.
Is there something about females that you wanted to know but could never figure out? Are you struggling with relationships? Do you feel like you're being taken advantage of by the women in your life? Do you want to know how to leverage the playing field to your favor? Well, did you know that the female mind and the female psyche are mysterious and unexplored regions like the dark web of the internet? For this reason, men need a method of decrypting or hacking the manipulative psyche or dark web of the female mind. Once a man has a deep understanding of true female nature, he will then be able to hack her programming.
Access granted.
The purpose of this book is to help grown males evolve into men so that they can treat the women in their lives accordingly.
You win.
Welcome everyone to this exclusive edition of the Red Pill Chauvinist Show. Thank you for joining us. In the What Your Daddy Should Have Taught You series, I was privileged enough to sit with Alpha Kingdom, aka Dominus Mind Sitting Raw Game, and also had the privilege to discuss with him about his thoughts on fatherhood and, more importantly, about his father. Again, thank you for joining us. This is the Fatherhood series. Welcome everyone to a special edition, very extra special edition to the Red Pill Chauvinist channel. I'm your braggadocious, yet very humble host, the Red Pill Chauvinist. I emphasize all the time, I'm not just talking about chicks, man. And it's ironic that we got a chick in the frame because they always there, man. But anyway, I had the honor of interviewing him about fatherhood. I had the pleasure of flying out to the beautiful city of Alameda, California. Spent a few days out here with the God King, Alpha Kingdom. And yeah, man, he was a gracious host. But to get to the point, we chopped up a lot of things about, you know, his fatherhood in general, and his thoughts on himself becoming a father. So, without further ado, Fatherhood, featuring Alpha Kingdom. You see the level up.
I'm gonna cross my legs like a gentleman just so these niggas can see how you supposed to sit real fast.
Do whatever makes you feel comfortable, man. It's your world, man. You got your drinks? You good?
I'm good.
Alright, make sure I'm good. Alright. Mic check 1 2.
Yo.
Alright, we here, we live. Boom. 3, 2. Welcome everyone to a very special edition of the Red Pill Chauvinist Show. I'm your braggadocious, yet very humble host, the Red Pill Chauvinist. Yeah, man. Very special edition today, man, because we have a very special guest, man. I'm very honored to be interviewing this man, this king, this God King, Mr. Alpha King, Mr. Alpha Kingdom, aka Dominus Mind Sitting Raw Game. And, you know, most of you guys know him for, you know, spitting that expert level game about, you know, basically about women and all that. But today, you know, we're switching it up because as you can see from the title, This is what your daddy should have taught you. Today, we're going to be talking about fatherhood. I find that it's a very important topic. Too many fathers are not in the homes or not in the lives of their children.
Right.
But we're going to talk about the importance of fatherhood and what we think about it today and moving forward.
For sure.
So, Afi, before I get into the question, I'll allow you to introduce yourself.
What's going on? Let's see. Boom. Afi Kingdom. Mr. Expert Level Game. Mr. Stick It to him. Right, all day long. Right, Mr. Finesse Your Lady, all that. But like I said, here we're gonna get on some real stuff. We gonna talk about some foundation stuff. Right. So let's go.
All right. So, like I said, this is Afi Kingdom. We're here to talk about fatherhood. So, as far as this series is concerned, I picked several people. The first people that I picked up are my brethren, my brothers from Super Friends. So it's only right that I started with Afi King. So before I get into it, I just want everybody to know what this series is about is, looking at fatherhood from different perspectives.
Right.
From the son perspective and also from the father's perspective, from not having children, thinking about children, to already having children and what it's like to be a father.
Right.
So, and let me start off with the first question. So, who was your father?
My father, he passed. I really don't know too much about my father. He passed away when I was 3. And I feel like that's the reason why my mom was so close to me. He died of cancer, right? So she literally took care of him until he passed away. So that made her very protective of me. You know what I'm saying? Because she watched him deteriorate in her face. So she felt like I was her thing. She had to hold on to and protect, right? And that interaction made me also a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Because the love and attention and shit that she gave me, it gave me clarity on what and how I needed to be treated. Because I understood how it made me feel, and I liked it, and I wanted to figure out how to make it continue outside of that. And I'm not talking about women, I'm just talking about period. I teach for a living. I'm big on respect and structure, and that all stems from the type of upbringing that I had. But I do know my father was a real trapper guy. He had dough. You know what I mean? He was an artist. He was in the army, and he did some type of architecture stuff too. I know my mom told me about like meetings and shit, that little gatherings and shit that they would have, and to where she would try to get new clients. And, he was a very articulate, smart man. Because I have an older brother and sister, and when my mother was with him, they were teenagers, so they remember him. But me, not so much. But he was a stand-up guy, and I see, how I want to say, he was a stand-up guy, but I see his influence on my mom and how my mom influenced me. Okay, because my mom was a certain type of woman who would humble and let a man lead her. And based on from what was told from my mother, which it was a relationship version, brother and sister, father version. So I got both versions.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. And even that, I think guys need to understand that. Like, guys who came from single moms and things of that nature, they will hear the narrative from the parent and just go off of that. And as you grow older, like me, now that I'm older, it's funny, I think about situations, dating. Like, for instance, I'm damn near 40, right? Now, I remember when my mom was 40, and, you know, she seemed old to me, right? So, and now I'm like that age and shit, so it's kind of funny. And then it's also funny, too, because when she was that age, she was going through shit that I'm going through now. But I was a child, so I didn't understand. You know, so it's kind of cool. Just like dating, for instance. Like, you know, when you have parents, mother and father, you look at them as mother and father. You don't look at them as a person like you and a female. The interaction and how you get her to see that somebody doing that with your mama, which is your dad. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So it's just funny because me, my mother had me later on, so I didn't get the young fly version of my mom. I got the domestic settled version of my mom. Understood. You know, my brother and sister tell me how she would wear mink coats and shit like that.
You never seen that version? Yeah. Exactly.
Cause she was so it's kind of cool, you know what I mean? And just realizing, even like dealing with my mom and shit, like,
all right,
she's just a woman.
Understood. The way your mother raised you, you said she raised you a certain way, right? Like, how you said, how did that shape who you are?
I wouldn't even necessarily say spoiled, because kids are spoiled. They get the new fucking Jordans and, you know, little trendy clothes and shit like that. My mother, she exposed me to a lot of shit, you know, bike riding, skateboarding, skiing, just things of that nature. So, what it did, it's funny, when I think about it, what it did was, it raised my expectation for life and lifestyle in a good way and a bad way, because in the good way, it's always good to push higher, elevate, but it'll make you look down sometimes. I can have it, for instance, like when I moved from the suburbs to the hood and shit, when I was a teenager, you know, middle school, even if I wouldn't verbally say it, I would think it like, you don't know that? You don't know that? Like, why you don't know that? Like, so it would make me, it really just gave me that king like shit. Like,
where was he from, and did he have any siblings? What's your relationship with those siblings?
I don't have no relationship. What happened was, I feel like that's the reason why they connected, because he was in Chicago and he left his family somewhere, and she was in New York, Buffalo, and she left her family out there, and they both met in California on some renegade shit. You know what I mean? So, and that made it, since those were the circumstances, the families weren't close, because it was on some leaving type shit. So right. He didn't really know about her shit like all like that, other than what he told her, and vice versa. You know.
So, as far as like your father's concerned, what is or what are some stories that you would want to share? You were young when you passed.
Stories?
I know someone must have told you some stories about him.
I know my sister and my brother told me this is just some structured shit. Like when they would fuck up, he would make them read the dictionary.
Oh,
right. He put them on a reward system. It's shit that I do that that he did that I don't know, that I didn't get it from him because I never seen him do it. But it's just kind of crazy how that, just how that shit flows. So like, he would put them on like a point system and shit, and they could earn little things. Like you'd have to, if you read this book or if you accomplish this, then you can get points for it. Then these points will equal a bike, will equal different shit. There was no giving.
You have to earn it.
See, and this is good game because it shows where I came from. You know what I mean? Like, you remember the other day, like, yesterday. You know what I mean? Like I tell cats, like, I grew up on the track, man. That was my influence. And when I showed you, was it down the street or was it on the block? The shit? Yeah. On it, not by it. Not I had to catch the bus. And
Nah. I don't.
On it. So it's like I didn't have no choice but to be like this.
Understood.
You know, because when you are young, you're influenced by what you see. Absolutely. And that's what the fuck I see.
Absolutely, and what you're around.
You know, but it's different. Like, say you hear the stories about, like, you know, kids, and they say, oh, you know, the drug dealers and stuff like that, they had these cars, I looked up to them. See, it was different because for whatever reason, these guys seen something in me. They came to me. I didn't sought after this shit. So I don't know. I can't even really tell. Maybe
different. I mean, did you feel really like you stood out from a lot of people?
Yeah, I always stood out. I feel like I was always special. I always stood out. I was always creative and coming with my own ideas and my own thing. Even with women, I always had game. I'm not like these fucking guys. I don't have no badass story. I've done dumbass shit before, but I never had a moment where, like, I don't know shit now. I went through some shit and I know shit. I just got better. I just got better at it because I evaluate everything that I do. Everything that I do, I think about. Everything that I think about, I think about. I had uncles and shit like that, you know, and somewhat positive male figures. And then even then, right? So this is an imperative little point right here. And even saying this, when I tell guys, like, you need to learn to take the meat off bones. So as even a young guy, where I would talk to pimps and drug dealers and shit like that. So these are guys with status, right, in the hood or whatever, and they can influence a lot of people, but I've never been the type of person to be influenced by others. I can get ideas from others, but no one's really been able to influence me to where I'm a part of somebody else's, of their thing. I can respect what someone does and understand it, and then be like, okay, well, you know, like I say pimps, like I don't, you know, these guys, if these guys, no, I'm just using an example. So So say these guys beat women and choke them out and do all this shit. That doesn't necessarily mean that I have to do that, but I can take what they know in certain shit and apply it to what I'm doing without actually doing what they're doing. Like, I remember I read the Helter Skelter book, Charles Manson, and then when I found out Charles Manson read How to Win Friends and Influence People, I read that book. Why? Because I don't want to kill nobody, and I don't want to train people to go kill fucking actresses and actors and shit like that and try to start a race war. But what I do understand is, what is it about this guy that his influence is so powerful that he's making these people do this shit? So I can take the meat off the bones. I can see what it is that he's doing to make the people do what they're doing. I can see it. And also I can feel it too, which is kind of weird. Like, it sounds like some cool shit. It sounds like it's cool, but it's not really cool. Because sometimes you don't want to feel it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got your own thing going. You don't want to feel nobody else's shit. But when they present it to you, you think about it, and then that's when the feelings come in. You know, you can't turn it off. It's a quality. Just like some motherfuckers are liars, cheaters. But it's just like that. It's a quality. You cannot turn it off. Think about it. So I'm always assessing myself, and not only myself, I'm assessing my decisions. I'm assessing my decision. You know what? Maybe it's charisma, and I'm saying that because, like, even my sister, her older friends, and they tell me certain stories and things that I would say as a child. They were like grown-up things. Okay. And now that I teach, I see certain kids are just into playing and certain kids are into some grown shit. It's kind of funny seeing kids that are the same age, right, but on totally different shit. Okay. You know what I mean? Right. Different size, just different.
And you're able to see the potential in certain children.
I can see it, bro. Like, I can tell little following ass motherfuckers. I can just tell it. Because I see it, but I see it as a young age. Like, one kid who's like, look guys, I'm doing this dance or whatever. You know what I mean? Because but basically he's doing that, but he needs this.
Yeah, and attention. Yeah. Yes,
right.
Sir.
So I can see it. And then just little telling equals snitching. Yes, so you see that some kids want to tell on everything. Right. Some little boys are hell of emotional and sensitive. Right. And then when you grow older, you see some of guys, but then you think like they were been like this. You know what I mean? They just were young at first. Now they're in the real world, and you see it and you judge it different. If you knew that child,
in the real world, like you said.
If you knew that child, he was alright. He was one of them crying ass motherfuckers and shit.
And now he's grown.
Right. You know, some people we all grow up physically, but mentally we don't.
Can you please repeat that?
I'm gonna repeat it to y'all right there. We have no choice. We have to grow up because we're fucking human beings, and we age and we get old and fucking die.
Right.
But we don't all advance here. Reason being, I mean, different reasons.
The fact that your father was an architect, do you think that had some influence on, you know, the way you think, as far as calculating and being a chess master?
Most definitely is. It's in genetics. Like, I hear that, even though I haven't never remember my father, I walk like him, I talk like him. So it's one thing is strong genetics, but it's another thing is the type of man that he was. He influenced my mother, so I got that taste of it. Now that I'm a man, I can fill in the blanks myself. She don't need to tell me. Like, if she tell me some shit about him, I can tell she's on some bullshit just because I'm a man and I know certain things because I deal with women now. See, before she'd tell me certain things, I didn't have experience in women to really calculate and compare and contrast and shit. I would just hear what she says and just that's what it is. You know, now being a man, it's like a woman is a woman. Take the title out of it. You know what I mean? Just people. You know, if you're dealing with a dope fiend, you're just dealing with a dope fiend. If you're dealing with a slut, you're just dealing with a slut. That's just what it is, man. And what people lose is they try to project what they want out of people onto them. Then they have expectation. That expectation, they get let down. They get disappointed. You know what I mean? So I feel like me, I'm my worst critic. I'm harder on myself than anyone else. You know, I see big. You know what I mean? Like certain times people will be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. But it's that big of a deal to me. You know, I know myself. I know what I expect from myself. And someone else may say, it's not that big of a deal. You know, whatever. But I expect greatness, man. That's what I want. I want greatness. People don't believe in themselves. That's a major key. I learned that from coaching. You know, when I first started coaching guys, I say about maybe 3 months in, it blew my mind because my thought of guys that would like need coaching and shit were like guys who scrub ass guys and cats who live in the basement, and of course you don't get no fucking.
You find out some dudes have money status.
Dude,
I'm missing the other one.
Looks,
money status and looks, and it was still.
Man, I didn't coach fitness models, man. Fucking all kind of guys, man. Guys with fucking nice ass cars and shit, big ass houses, but they don't have it here. You know what I'm saying?
That's where it starts.
They don't. Yeah, it's dominance mindset. You know, and when I say dominance mindset, it's just about. It's not dominance mindset like I'm a fucking asshole. It just means dominance. It means that I'm in control of what's going on around me. You know what I'm saying? Even if you think you're in control, but you're not though. I'll let you think that.
Chess masters.
I'll let you think that. You think you're in control, but at the end of the day, you're doing what I predict that you were going to do. Right? So that makes me in control. It makes me in control, not you. It makes me in control. Right? Because I'm just sitting back saying, I'm going to do this and he's going to do that. So while you're doing that, you think you're doing something to me. But I already planned it. I already knew. You know?
Now how can you attribute that type of mindset to? Do you believe you got any of that from your father's side or your father? Like I said, you were young when he the chess player mindset.
I feel like, where did I get that from? You know, I've always been a big leader.
You just said he was an architect.
Yeah, he was. I've just always been a thinker, man. And I have, even when I work, so I sit back and I'll think, okay, it's just, I can give you an example today. So, this is some asshole shit, I'm gonna tell y'all. I feel bad. I feel bad. Y'all don't fucking tell on me.
Yeah. No snitching, man.
This is bad. So look, this is what you do. So like today, we had a kid who he had tantrums and shit because his mother said she was gonna bring donuts, and he wanted to come to school with the donor so he could show off, like, you know, come in with the vibe, get the validation.
Validation, there you go.
You know, so that happened. So he had a rough day, and then I had to go bat on him, and I had to put him on ice, you know what I mean, for like 2 hours. Right? You know, now, you're not supposed to do that type of shit, but see, the people above me, they don't have to deal with the kid. I gotta deal with the kid. So I gotta make my environment, shout out to Trav, fit for me. Yeah, I have to make it work for me. You know what I'm saying? So I did that. He cried for hella long, trying to get attention. I told him, like, if you talk to him, y'all fucked up.
I've used that technique before. Yes, go ahead.
He's off limits for y'all.
Exactly, for everybody,
Yeah, he's off limits. So I know, cause you know he in trouble, so they want to torment him and fuck with him and shit. It's like, no. You bother him, you're fucked up.
Exactly. Right? You join him,
So that happened. Put him on ice for like 2 hours. He wasn't included in anything. And so at the end of the day, you be nice, right? See, what happens is when kids got short-term memory, right? And they have goals for what they want, right? So if they want this, they want to go outside, they want to do this and that, you go hard. But then you give them what they want at the end.
Yes.
Right? So when they go home and they share, they're going to share that experience that I gave them. They're not going to bring up me fucking doing this shit too, right? They forgot about it. You got to make them forget about it.
Exactly.
You know, I can slap one.
Exactly.
Just slap one. But then at the end, you give them the candy.
Forget anything.
Right?
That.
See,
Exactly.
Y'all fuck up. Y'all be trying to make y'all statements and shit, and y'all don't do it right. Then the kid go home, and the mom don't like you, and she go tell the principal, she go tell, and then they looking at you. See, you look what you did. You made a statement, like, motherfucker. You for sure made a statement. The wrong one, right?
Boom.
The wrong one.
Boom.
So, you know, I just I've always been a deep thinker, and I like to predict things. And it got to a point when I was younger. I don't know. I've been game tight when I was even young. Before I could even get bitches and shit, I just, you know, just my interaction with friends and school and stuff like that. Like, I've never been a follower. I've always been a leader. And not like on some big shot shit. Just, I've always been like, this is how I am. This is what I want to do.
Now, you think that was because because your father wasn't there, that you felt like, you know, you wanted to know how to be the leader, being at home with your mom and your sister? Where did that come from?
Where did it come from? I don't know. I think I've always been an interesting dude, and I'm about results. See, this is real fire game right here. So, you know how a man will tell you have to be masculine and alpha all the time, which is fine. But see, with the finesse game, I'm able to tap into how I feel and also how a woman feels. It's called empathy, motherfuckers. Right? So what is empathy?
Thanks.
Empathy means I don't have to go through something to feel it. That's why I had no kids. Because I felt the pain of other motherfuckers. Felt the pain of other motherfuckers. I don't need to do it. You know? I felt the pain of other motherfuckers. So I sit back. Right? It's just like a roadblock. I see the detour shit, so I'm like, okay, let me go the other way. Right? It's the ego. The ego makes you say, not me. Right? The ego with your woman. She could tell you she been in an abusive relationship. She could tell you this, that. You thinking, that's them. It's where you fucked up. You fucked up. Because certain people are what they are. You have to accept it. You know?
I agree 100%.
They are, I mean, you just look at it like this. They are what they are. Just like you are what you are. You are what you are. You can't be adjusted, right? You stick to your principles. So other people are like that too. So you should be able to relate. You should be able to easily be able to assess when someone else has a similar traits as you. You know what I mean? Just like me, like everybody not gonna like me. Every woman I meet, I'm not gonna sleep with, and I'm fine with that. You know, can I waste my time trying to convince this woman that I'm a catch and all of this shit? Yeah. But guess what? If I gave her level 10 energy, I could have spread 3.1 and had 4.
Right. 100%.
Right?
100%.
So I didn't close 4 deals for you close that 1. Right? And guess what happens when you close that 1? Motherfucker, it's still on her terms. Right? Because you had to do all of this shit. See? You're doing this shit. Yeah, you're getting the result that you want. But she's in control. She's in the place where I don't know if I want that now. I don't know if I like that anymore. Oh, the movies. Well, I don't like going to the movies anymore. So, what else are you going to create for me?
Right.
I'm always about the dynamics of relationships. Is more important than the relationships.
Okay.
You know, that's how I feel. So, you know. Yeah, I've always just been like that. Like, even when I was young, like I say, I like wrestling. And people my age, our age, they like the Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warriors and shit.
Right.
I wanted to be like Ric Flair. Like, I didn't know why, because I wouldn't get no pussy. Right. So it wasn't like I'm fucking it like...
You attracted to that. That resonated with you.
I like that charisma that he had, that mouthpiece. It drew me in, you know, and I wanted to know how to do that. You know, kind of know how to do that naturally. Okay. But when you naturally know how to do some shit, then you can teach yourself unnaturally in advance, right? That's just like you can naturally know how to ride a bike, right? So it may be hard for this motherfucker here or this person here, but for you, you're a natural, right? So given that I'm a natural, I can either be a natural and continue to do it, or I could be a natural, and if I have a high level mindset, I'm gonna say this is easy, so let me figure out how to do more.
Yes, 100%.
Let me figure out how to do it better.
Yes.
I want to make it better because it's easy.
Because it's easy.
Right? And when you challenge yourself, yeah, it's harder. But the payback that you get for your struggle advances your game. Because what it does is it lets you know you can think of some shit first. Think it, see it, do it, feel it, have it. Then guess what? You want to keep doing it again. You don't want to just do it one time and be like, that was a cool ass shit. You know what I mean? Not having a father in my life, it made me reach for education and for what I felt like I needed. And that advanced me in life, because you see, when you say like family, like say you have role models, family, uncles, shit like that. Okay, so what happens is you know, you're their family, so they're just trying to teach you shit to keep you above water. They're not going to teach you how to risk take and shit like that. They want you to be safe. But when you talk to people who when you talk to people who have no attachment to you like that, it's just like when guys get advice from me. Now, the same shit that they tell me or ask me how to do this, they can ask their friends, but they want to be in a non-judgmental mode and zone, right? So they feel like I'm a stranger to an extent, so I'm not going to judge them the way that other people will. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same type of thing. It's the same type of thing. So I don't know. It just inspired me to be great and try new things and try to make the best out of life. Like, you know, I like to travel, and I don't travel to like stunt or nothing like that. It makes me happy. You know, I tell guys this shit, like, I tell guys you should travel. It's not for women or nothing like that, but it puts you in a position to make shit happen. Now, you have to really think about this shit. If you're put in positions to make shit happen, don't fucking think of it as you're in a position to make things happen. Don't think of it like that, because now you're just being situational based and circumstantial based, right? You just want to adapt the quality to make shit happen in your life. It's different. So fuck the situation about that. When you adapt a mindset of making shit happen, it doesn't matter the circumstance. You confident because you've thought of things and accomplished them. Mm-hmm. Seen things first, thought about a plan, did them. What's the next shit? I want to make my father proud, man. And I feel like we're all here for a reason. Everyone in life has a purpose. Everyone. Some people don't care to. Like, it may be your purpose just to, you might be a helper. Like, I mean, we got to keep it 100. Mm-hmm. You know, let's unpack this shit. Mm-hmm. You know, to McDonald's, there's not 10 fucking fry cookers. There's not 10. If there's 10 cashiers, who's making the fucking food? Mm. Everyone has their position. Mm. You know, and you can create your position, or you can fill a position that suits you best. That's up to you.
What are some things you could take away from your father that makes you who you are today?
His laugh. You know what, too? People DM me about my laugh. It's kind of cool. Like, you have a very infectious, happy laugh and shit like that. Shit that I don't necessarily think about. And then when people tell me shit, I then put it on my radar. See, some guys, people will tell them shit and then they just hear it or they deflect it. You need to listen. You know, whatever someone says about you, you need to evaluate and try to think about their perception and their perspective and have somewhat of an understanding whether you agree or you don't agree. Just like me, like, I'm a very humble guy, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I can understand why it could be too much for people. I can understand why my confidence can make guys and even women feel uncomfortable. I don't agree with it, but I understand it.
Where do you see yourself as far as fatherhood is concerned?
You know what? I went through a long time where I felt like I wanted to have children so bad and be a dad. And a woman who I was dating, shout out to Principal Bay, she told me she told me a lot of shit. But one thing she told me was, you know, maybe you're not supposed to have a child. Maybe you're supposed to affect children all over the world. It's another thing, like sometimes when people tell you shit, you're not ready for it. You're not ready for the blessing. It's just like FedEx, right? You order some shit, right? You order it. You leave, you go to work. It comes. You're not ready for it. What happens when you're not ready for it? You miss it. Right? Package gets stole. You don't get it. You never see it. You weren't ready for it. But when you understand what happened, you prepare yourself for the next circumstance. You prepare yourself for the next opportunity. You missed out on that one. You almost can't wait for the next one. So when the next one comes, you're killing that fucking shit, man. You're killing it because you didn't prep for it, right? It's just like a fight. You know what I mean? When fighters and shit, they watch tape. You know, they're studying their opponent. You know what I mean? And it's not a thing where we're playing chess and sparring with people. When you a player, you ain't got time for that type of shit. But what you do have time for is to understand I'm not studying you, but I'm figuring out your capabilities. That's the difference. You see what I'm saying? Because for me to study somebody else, why am I investing in someone else's movements, thoughts, and the shit they do when it has no gain for me? It has no gain for me. Why the fuck am I doing it? Just to say I'm doing it? No. For me, there has to be some type of gain. And the gain is in my fucking ego. Because my ego is in check, but it's high at the same time, right? My ego gonna stay here. See, when your ego is here, this shit goes fucking on. You don't even know what the fuck is going on. You're looking down at it. You're looking up. You see how my hand's still up here?
Still up.
I ain't moved it, but I'm still looking down. I see it. But do I care about it? No, that looks pretty cool.
It's cute.
Over there. Look at them niggas over there playing. Look at they over there playing. Look at them hoes over there. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that was a cool trick right there. No. Has to be gain. If I'm gonna waste my energy doing some shit, it has to be some type of advancement, whether it's tangible, whether it's just the way that I think. It's not for ego shit. Because my ego is in check. Like I say, I have an ego, but it's in check. So what does it mean when I say my ego is in check? It means that I'm in control of it, right? But I can make it go wherever I need it to go at any time. That's the difference. Who am I because of my father? I'm a go-getter. I say that. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Sometimes when you lack certain things, it makes you advance in other things. It's the same way how someone who is blind, their hearing shit is advanced. Because this is gone, but this is at level 10, well, this is at level 15. Or reverse it. They can't hear, but they can see like a motherfucker. So, me lacking that father put another push and drive in me, because I feel like he's looking down on me. And like me, I was an incubator baby, right? I was born 7 months, so I wasn't supposed to live. My mom used to call me Tiger and shit because that's what they said, because I was supposed to die, right? So that's how I look. It pushes me. I feel like he's looking up at me, and he has these high expectations, and I fall off sometimes. Whether it's a woman, whether it's a whatever it is. But, I reassess myself and realign myself because I feel like I'm living for him.
Right. I would like to take the time out to personally thank Afi Kingdom, aka King Dom, aka Dominance Mindset and Raw Game. He was a gracious host and allowed me to come out there and interview him about something as personal as his father who is deceased. Again, I can't say it enough. Afi Kingdom, thank you again. Appreciate the privilege. You already know we're gonna do it up again, man. To everybody else who joined this series, I appreciate y'all for taking the time out. Hope you learned something, because that's the reason why I do it. Each one teach one. RPC, signing out.
Is there something about females that you wanted to know but could never figure out? Are you struggling with relationships? Do you feel like you're being taken advantage of by the women in your life? Do you want to know how to leverage the playing field to your favor? Well, did you know that the female mind and the female psyche are mysterious and unexplored regions like the dark web of the internet? For this reason, men need a method of decrypting or hacking the manipulative psyche or dark web of the female mind. Once a man has a deep understanding of true female nature, he will then be able to hack her programming.
Access granted.
The purpose of this book is to help grown males evolve into men so that they can treat the women in their lives accordingly.
You win.